man pretended to casually eat an ice cream on the side of the road, but his eyes kept sneaking glances at the girl's legs, his lips curling into a lewd smile from time to time. Yet as he smiled, his face suddenly turned serious, as if he were planning something. Soon after, he wandered into a wealthy neighborhood where he spotted an even more attractive pair of legs. Seeing that Zoe wasn't alone, he decided not to make a move just yet, but he wasn't ready to give up. To spy on her more closely, he rented a small place right across from her villa, a secluded mansion perched on a hill where few people ever came by. It was exactly what he had hoped for. He bought a telescope and even broke into the villa, secretly planting a bug in Zoe's room. From that day on, Zoe felt a shadow trailing behind her wherever she went. A chill ran down her spine, and sometimes she even received mysterious notes. At first, she thought it was a sweet gesture from her boyfriend, a little bit of romance. But one day, she couldn't hold back anymore and asked him, "Please don't leave me notes like this again. You'll scare me." Her boyfriend frowned. That wasn't me. A few days later, police pulled a male corpse out of the sea. His skin had been burned, making it impossible to lift fingerprints. His face had been beaten repeatedly, leaving him unrecognizable. And strangest of all, there was no trace of seawater or sand inside his stomach. The man's name was Kevin. He had just been released from prison that very day. But what no one would have guessed was that he had once been a top student, not only a math and science prodigy, but also a chess champion. 20 years earlier, he had been sentenced to prison for rape and murder. During his sentence, he once tried to kill himself with a pencil, but miraculously survived, only to lose his voice, becoming mute for life. Because of his crime, he was constantly bullied by other inmates. To change his fate, he trained relentlessly until his body became as hard as steel. He kept to himself, never speaking to anyone. Then one day, he challenged the prison gang leader inside the showers, taking on 4 men at once. With sheer brutality and determination, not only did he hold his ground, but he left them all broken. 3 were seriously injured, and 1 barely escaped death. From that day forward, no one dared to provoke him again. 20 years later, Kevin finally walked free. The Department of Social Welfare found him a job at a piano shop, hoping he could turn his life around. But he carried a wound that never healed, the memory of Zoe, the girl who had died all those years ago. That very night, he wandered through the busy city streets, his eyes scanning every passing woman who resembled Zoe, as though that alone could satisfy him. After a moment of silence, a sinister idea began to form. While looking for a place to stay, a giant billboard caught his attention. It was an ad featuring the famous musician Shu Hanlin. Something about it set him off. In a fit of rage, he smashed the billboard and ripped the poster apart, as if he had some deep, hidden grudge against the man. The next day, Kevin reported for work at the piano shop, but soon found himself drawn to the sound of a beautiful melody. Following the music, he came to a partition wall and peeked inside. There sat a young woman, her fingers dancing gracefully across the keys with confidence and elegance. To his shock, Zoe looked exactly like the girl who had died 20 years ago.